Hi guys, this is the narrative for the instructional technology workshop, so I'm just going to go through the rubric to provide evidence of all of the elements. 3 or more handouts supporting the learning objectives of the lesson and well-developed content that is accurate. So the first handout that I have here is called Creating a Padlet, that just gave an overview for teachers on how to create a Padlet and then gave them a list of all of the different pre-created templates that they could choose from. The second handout was much more detailed and provided teachers with step-by-step instructions on how to modify a Padlet. So how do we title it, where to put a description, wallpaper options, and then the more important details like attribution and posting options, collaboration options, changing privacy settings, managing access rights for teachers, etc., etc. The third option that the third handout that I put in here was Padlet and SAMR. So I pulled an image from the web from Kelly Walsh's blog that showed an image of the SAMR model that shows substitution augmentation with a little description of each next to it. And then I pulled a sample from an educational wiki community that had some SAMR samples, and I modified it so that it would be applicable to Padlet and how we could reach each level of SAMR using Padlet. So those are the 3 handouts that I had. The next part of the rubric says an online component supporting learning and content that aligns to the lesson plan, extends participant learning, no broken links or anything like that. So I used a notebook from I created a notebook from Microsoft's OneNote option. And what I did was I added in each of the teachers, sent them an email linking them in, and you can see some of the participants up here. Each of these initials being a participant's name. And what this allows me to do is every teacher has access to the content library, and so what I've done is I've uploaded every single handout into the content library, and I've uploaded additional elements like screencasts so that teachers can have these at any point in time. I also uploaded the PowerPoint that has all of the information that was gone over on the day of the workshop in case teachers couldn't make it, or in case I add teachers in the future, I can always they can always access this information, and I can update, and whenever I update the content library, individual teacher pages will update as well with the same information. So that is the online component that supports the learning objective. This next part, I'll come back to the lesson plan, but 2 or more additional elements are included. And so what I did as additional elements were screencasts for the teachers, showing them how to make posts, how to edit posts, how they could upload information, link information, film student recording themselves talking about their post. And so I did that with 3 different Padlet options. The first one was just a regular wall option. The second one was what we call Canvas, which allows for a little bit more information and more tools where you can connect some posts in here to one another. And then finally, the last one was a screencast of the stream option of a Padlet that shows teachers how to actually go about using the stream feature, which is much more similar to what we would see on like Facebook or Instagram or social media, where the top we have the newest posts and the bottom we have old posts. The other element would obviously be this video itself. The questions that address Gusky's levels is included here. We have our form that I sent out to the teachers to answer with various levels of Gusky included in the questions here. We also have the workshop evaluation and data narrative in a 1 to 2 paragraph narrative. And so that is linked in here. And so we can see the Padlet workshop, which was originally designed for the 11th, was implemented on the 13th. And then my narrative explaining why the answers came out the way that they came out. And so you can see a table here provided for each of the different questions. And 5 various levels, save for the last one, which was only a 2 answer selection, right, or 2 answers possible. And then finally, coming back here to this additional elements portion, a workshop lesson plan is included. This is the lesson plan that I had with overview and purpose of the workshop, the standards that I was trying to meet with ISTE, the objectives that I tried to reach during the workshop itself, materials that were necessary, links to every single one of the handouts, as well as the PowerPoint and the agenda for the day. The links for the survey, the links for the survey narrative, the agenda that was sent out to participants in an email letting them know what I was going to do during the workshop, links for the screencasts for all three options that I went over, giving teachers more information, and then finally a link to the online component of the Microsoft OneNote notebook. I also went ahead and put the survey narrative in here, as well as the results tables for the survey that was administered. Thank you so